Goedemiddag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And this is another coronavirus update, and this is a huge shout out to Heinrich, who's basically put a whole lot of stuff together which tells you what's going on in the world. And and it's not good. South Korea reported a sharp jump in coronavirus cases on Sunday, while Italy and Iran took drastic containment steps as worldwide fears over the epidemic spiraled higher. The contagion spread prompted the World Health Organization to warn that Africa's unprepared health system left the continent vulnerable to the COVID-19 disease, which spilled out of China and has infected more than 77,000 people in more than 25 countries. Already one of the worst hit nations outside of China, South Korea reported 123 new cases of coronavirus on Sunday. That was yesterday, taking its fast rising total to 556. Its death toll also rose to 4, with 2 additional fatalities. The higher toll came a day after Prime Minister Chung Seo-kun said the nation of around 51 people faced a grave situation. Italy. Residents now queue for supplies at supermarket after the coronavirus outbreak. Look, guys, this ain't rocket science, okay? What I don't want my subscribers, who I've given so much information on this coronavirus, to do is to poo-poo it and say it's not going to happen in South Africa for some exotic reason, and then suddenly it hits you like a train, and when you go to the local supermarket, the shelves are bare. This is the time to prep, guys. Please, prep. I want every one of my subscribers, every single spare cent they can afford, go and buy tins of food, go and buy rice, go and buy toilet paper, go and buy medical supplies, go and buy the essential things for life, like drinking water. You've got to do this. As I always say, even if it never happens, you ain't wasted your money, because you can eat those tins of food later. You can drink that water later. You're definitely going to use that toilet paper. So what you're doing is you're just providing a timeline into the future if things, and they will, believe me, I'm not a prophet, okay? I'm not Sinef and Rensburg, but I can tell you now that when the coronavirus hits South Africa, which it will, it's 99% sure it'll hit South Africa. When it does, those townships are going to be, it's going to be tragic. And that's when you need to isolate yourself, quarantine yourself in your family home, with your family, with supplies, so you don't have to go to the shops and pick up the coronavirus and bring it back into your safe environment. You don't have to go to different places and have that threat of getting the coronavirus. Remember, the other important thing to have is cash. Not credit cards, cash. The rands in your hand, the actual banknotes. Because if the electricity goes down, your credit cards and the banking system is just worth diddly squat. Okay, guys, let me just get back to the update on the coronavirus, okay? Residents in Italy queue for supplies at a supermarket in Casalpullstellengo, Lombardy. Towns in the region have gone into lockdown after a sharp outbreak in northern Italy. A 77-year-old woman died on Saturday in the neighboring town of Codogno a day after. The Shinjeong Church of Jesus in the southern city of Daegu, considered by many a cult, has emerged as a hotbed of contagion with hundreds of members infected. Prime Minister Chung called on Koreans to refrain from attending large gatherings, including religious services. Other South Korean cases involved many under hospital treatment for mental health issues, an employee with electronics giant Samsung, and 8 people who just returned from a trip to Israel have died. Italy and Iran began introducing the sort of containment measures previously seen only in China, which has put tens of millions of people under quarantine lockdown in the epicenter province of Hubei. More than 50,000 people in about a dozen northern Italian towns near the business hub of Milan were urged by authorities to stay home, shuttering shops and schools. Okay, because when they're in their home, it's like a little quarantined area. The virus can't get in. But once you walk out in the streets, it's airborne, it's going to catch you if someone's been walking in that same area just before. Officials said all patients in Lombardy were linked to a 38-year-old man in intensive care in the town of Codogno, who Italian media said dined in January with a friend who had just returned from China. The friend has since tested negative, however, illustrating mounting frustration amongst authorities worldwide over exactly how the virus spreads and the duration of its incubation period. This is the thing that's really going to hurt South Africa. They're letting people in from China without actually putting them in quarantine. They're walking out amongst the community. If they're infected, they're passing that virus on to everybody that they meet, or a lot of people that they meet, not necessarily everybody. But you can imagine the contagion from that. It's going to be devastating. China reported another 97 deaths in its daily update on Sunday, taking its total to 2,442 deaths, plus another 648 new infections. Nearly 80,000 infections have been reported worldwide. The vast majority of Chinese deaths and new infections remain concentrated in the hard-hit city of Wuhan, where the virus is believed to have first emanated from a live animal market in December. Now, there are questions about whether it was that or whether it was actually man-made, but I'm not going to go there, okay? Now, what all the medical experts are saying is that what's happening in Wuhan, China right now is basically unrolling in countries like South Korea now. What's actually they actually mean is that in 6 weeks' time, South Korea could look like Wuhan once this virus actually takes off and goes right through the community. Now, that's happening. It's starting to happen all over the world. You know, the actual escalation of the virus throughout communities unrelated to China. Japan's got a huge number of people with the coronavirus now, and these are areas again around that Asian central focus. But Italy, Iran, other countries are now starting to become epicenters for the coronavirus. China's infection rate has slowed sharply from earlier in the epidemic, but repeated Chinese flip-flopping over counting methods has sowed confusion over its data. You can't believe what's coming out of China. Fears for Africa. This is the biggie. This is the kicker. Iran ordered the closure of schools, universities, and cultural centers across 14 provinces from Sunday, following 5 deaths in the Islamic Republic, the most outside East Asia and the first in the Middle East. Iran's outbreak surfaced only on Wednesday and has quickly worsened with 28 cases already confirmed. The concern is that we have seen a very rapid increase in Iran in a matter of days, said Sylvia Brayland, director of the World Health Organization Global Infectious Hazard Preparedness Department. Iran's government also ordered all art and cinema events nationwide to be cancelled until the end of the coming week. Iran is preparing for a parliamentary election on Friday, raising fears that balloting could spread the virus further. Iraq on Thursday clamped down on travel to and from Iran, and flag carrier Kuwait Airways has suspended flights to the country. Although Egypt is the only African country with a confirmed case of COVID-19, the World Health Organization warned that the continent's health systems were ill-equipped to cope with a potential major outbreak and urged more cooperation amongst the African Union. Well, that's not going to happen with Cyril Ramaphosa at the helm. He's completely useless. World Health Organization Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, I can't believe that they make these names up. You can't make this shit up, really. But anyway, said necessary treatment tools such as respiratory support machines are in short supply in many African countries, and that is a cause for concern. Now, when I had a live stream on this channel a few weeks ago now, with Philippe and with Gerard, who's in China, the point that Philippe raised was exactly that. He said, you know, when people are sick with the coronavirus, they need to be on a respirator, and you need to know what you're doing. Guess what? South Africa, they haven't got either. It's going to be just slaughter. It's absolutely shocking. The US State Department said global anxiety was being stoked by a coordinated effort by thousands of Russian-linked social media accounts to spread conspiracy theories that the outbreak was a US-orchestrated ploy to damage China. Now, we're not going to know at this early stage. Let's just accept that it came out of an animal market and infected humans, and it's just gone from there. You know, once we have concrete evidence that that's the case, then we can start pointing fingers. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, don't wait. Prep now. Go and Google what to prep. I'm not going to tell you what to prep. Google what to prep. And make sure you've got 2 or 3 months supply for your family in event that you need to lock down in your home. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe.